All right, everybody. This is our 10th episode of the Final Circle podcast. Can you believe it, Andrew? We made it to 10 episodes.
We're still going strong.
Still going strong. Honestly, it might not seem a lot to you guys, which it isn't really, but to stay dedicated, and we've pretty much done one a week, and I feel like we've made pretty good progress. So I definitely want to shout out everybody that's been listening and providing feedback. And no big intro today. We just wanted to kind of celebrate the 10th episode anniversary, if you want to call it that, and say thank you to all you guys listening. A lot of people, again, giving good feedback, and I'm glad you guys enjoy, because me and Andrew have a good time doing this.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a milestone.
Yeah, I know it's not a lot, but we, our buddy Kyrie, who we did the podcast with, I think it was episode 4 or 5 or 6, somewhere around there. When he started his podcast, he had read a statistic somewhere about, like, you know, what to do when you start your podcast, and they had all these tips. And in that statistic, or in these tips, it said that like 90 something percent, like 92 or 95% of podcasts don't make it past episode 12 or 13. And I don't know where they got that data from, but I definitely believe it, because even now, if you told me, hey, dude, you didn't want to do the podcast anymore, I would probably be like, or if you couldn't do it this week and then next week, we would probably just stop doing it. You could see how that happens, where like it's so easy to get busy after work and doing things.
Oh, yeah.
So
it's hard to be consistent for sure. Like over the holidays and everything.
Oh, yeah, 100%. It is. And I know you guys might not be super interested in that, but we're just proud that we made it to 10. And we'll keep on ripping it. Keep on trucking along.
Yeah.
For sure, man. So I wanted to ask, I haven't even talked to you that much recently. How you been, dude? We played PUBG together like a couple days ago, right? Like on Tuesday when the game launched, when the update launched.
We did play for a little while. We got 2 chicken dinners, so that was fun.
Yeah, that was awesome, man. And we had that clutch chicken dinner from Day Day, which I actually forgot about. I don't know how.
Yeah. Oh, man. Bathroom camping.
That was really ridiculous, dude. We were heading the final, probably like one of the last circles. There was only 3 teams left, us and 2 other teams, and we ran it. We had bad circle positioning. We ran into the town. There's a little town, a couple of buildings, very small town. It's not even a town, really, whatever you want to say. Me and Andrew got lit up immediately crossing the road and heading into the town. We got completely destroyed. I think you got revived maybe for a second. I don't remember.
Not at the time, yeah.
Okay, yeah, we got taken out. And then it was like one of our other buddies, Box of Ducks, who was on the last episode, and Day Day. Box of Ducks got killed, and it was Day Day versus, there was 5 people left. And then it went down to 4, and it was a 1v3 situation, and Day Day came out on top and got the winner chicken dinner. He was locked in a bathroom, and each guy came in one by one, which was such a bad strategy.
Oh, my God.
He took them all out.
How do you think they felt? Like, when they lost that game, and they're sitting there, and they're like, you know, the first guy that died probably was like, oh, my God. Like, I see the first guy getting killed because he came in unexpectedly. You know 100%, what I mean?
Yeah.
But the third guy, like, come on,
dude. The second guy too. Oh my God, that is so awful.
Don't you have a single, like, you could have just stood outside the door. Like, he was gonna have to come out at some point.
Yeah, honestly, the way the circle was going, Day Day was going to have to move in any second. So the fact that they rushed him, I mean, and I've lost a lot of times like that too, man. I had a bad loss the other day where I was in the circle and I ran outside of my tree to shoot this guy, and he just peeked and shot me. And if I literally didn't move, I would have won the game. The guy was screwed. And I like overthought it and was trying to play aggressive, and I lost. And it's so easy to do that. But in that situation, 3v1 is so awful. And we lost a 3v1 one time on the beach in Erangel.
Yeah, the guy had an M249 in all fairness, though.
He did, yeah. And I mean, that is pretty strong. And we were also beginner players now, like that. We know how to utilize grenades and stuff like that more. It's totally different. But man, that was brutal. Those situations are awful.
Yeah, I remember when the game first came out, you wouldn't know, like, you wouldn't even really be able to see where your grenade went. So
yeah, especially on the OG Xbox. And the OG Xbox, you couldn't even see. There was one point in the game, you're right, where you couldn't even see if a grenade was near you. Like if the enemy threw a grenade,
you could bounce in your face, and you can kind of tell what kind of grenade it is.
Yeah, but even on PC, I was watching somebody make a video about grenades on PC, and it was so much easier for them to throw them, and to like you could see them bounce across the ground. And even on Xbox, it's improved, but sometimes you can't see it that well. It kind of lags across.
Where did it go? Yeah. It just like explodes. Like, okay, that's where it went.
Totally. Yeah, you really have no idea. But that was awesome. That was a crazy win. I guess that's a good segue into we're going to talk about the tournament and stuff like that too and other things, but a good segue into patch number 4 on console, which is Vikendi and the winter map finally coming onto Xbox and PlayStation 4 PUBG. And how many times have you played it? Only that night? Because I know you've been busy recently.
I've only played, I didn't get to play last night. I just, I was going to get on and I was just like, I was really tired.
Yeah.
But I want to play tonight, hopefully. And then, but yeah, that was the only night I played it since the beta.
Yeah, I say we play tonight after the podcast. I'm just not sure if I'm going to do a nighttime stream or not. I'm not really sure. Sometimes, it's fun to just kind of kick back and like chat with you guys and not worry about the stream. So I'm not really sure where I'm at with that tonight. But yeah. I do need to stream at night some more often, but maybe not tonight is the night.
Yeah, you had a good amount of viewers the other night on Tuesday, actually.
Yeah. There was a lot of viewers the other night, and also helped because Vikendi just came out, and also there's a lot of people now. Again, a lot of people subscribe from like India, and they can't watch during the day because it's in the morning for them. It's like 3 o'clock in the morning, and there's some other people that just aren't available during the day, so they like to catch it at night. So I definitely got to do that. And I'm not going to be around Friday night or Saturday night, so then I can't stream then. So we just got to try to make a better priority for that.
Yeah,
for sure.
Only got like once or twice a week every now and
then. Yeah.
Alternating.
Yeah, I'd like to get like 2 times a week. I think that would be nice. But obviously I've been playing a lot because of the stream and everything, and I'm almost level 12 in the Survivor Pass.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. And I saw some people that are even way farther than that. And even some people in the stream, shout out to John Green, said that he bought some levels, and some people are okay with that, man. Some people said, "Hey, I'm going to spend $50. I'm going to buy the pass. I'm going to upgrade. I'm going to buy this stuff." Some people are down to just spend the money. And honestly, some people might get, mad at that or make fun of people. And honestly, who are we to judge? Like, people spend their money on the dumbest things. And I don't think it's a big deal for how much time you spend in the game. People buy worse things like stupid clothes or like a $200 hat or something, probably stupid.
Yeah. So. I mean, if it makes you happy, who are we to say?
You just don't want to be addicted to microtransactions or something like that.
Oh my God. Yeah.
That could
you
happen.
Definitely don't want to be spending a ton of money on because it's just like a rabbit hole.
Yeah, it is like a rabbit hole. But I think it's okay to spend some money on the game. I bought the $25 pass. I don't know if I should have, but honestly, again, because I'm streaming, I kind of feel like I'm required to like have some fun stuff, and it kind of makes people like that stuff. People enjoy some people enjoy the cosmetics, and it kind of like the clown. People would come in and be like, "Dude, awesome clown costume," and then they would like watch the stream. So I feel like it's kind of part of the whole like thing. Yeah,
I agree. I mean, I bought the $10 one. That's all I need. You know what I mean? For you, it's different.
Yeah.
Because I debated the $25 one, but then I was like, do I really need that? But
Yeah, the skins are really overpriced. I ended up buying, because that came with extra G coin, I ended up actually paying for 2 skins. And that's the first time in any video game in my life that I paid real money to buy a in-game skin, which is kind of crazy to think about. But
oh, really?
Yeah, and I would have been okay if they were a couple dollars, but they end up being like $5 to $10 for one skin, which is a lot for just a weapon skin. Kind of yeah, and speaking of that, did you hear about the new skin on PC that's in the PTS, and it kind of like a lot of people are talking about it?
No, what is it?
There's this new skin on PC in the PTS, I think, where it's just on the PTS. That it tracks your gun score. So like this is pretty popular in Call of Duty and other games where it's this cool skin, and on the side it tracks your kills. But I guess the issue is that it's extremely rare to get, and the crate that it's in, you have to unlock via like spending money. PC has a system where you have to actually pay for a key to unlock a crate. So if you buy like 10 crates or you get them via BP or whatever it is, you still have to pay money. And there's some crates that cost money. You still have to pay money again to open the crate. Or some ridiculous, they have some ridiculous system on PC. But you have to also realize that on PC, like if you get this skin, you could sell it for like $100 probably. But it's so rare, it only has a 0.16 drop rate or something like that. So they were saying you'd have to open up at least 400 crates to just have a 50% chance of getting the skin. And you'd have to spend money on all of those crates to open them all.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so and people are just saying like this is getting to a point where like that is seriously like gambling. It's like that should almost be illegal.
That's a little bit messed up. That's a little bit weird. I mean, I don't know why. I mean, they're kind of putting in the player's hand to make a choice. I don't know why you'd want to spend that kind of money to just get a skin. I don't know if I don't know if it's messed up or not. You know what I mean? I can't really.
No, I think it is, man. I think at a certain point, it's like I get making something available, and it's a price. Like, hey, it's 800 points to buy the gold AKM skin, which is literally like $7 or $8, which is kind of a lot. I think it's overpriced, but at least it's like you're paying this price. When the gambling thing I just don't like, or like paying to open a crate that you don't know what's inside.
Yeah, fair point.
It's crazy. But then again, dude, they make those kids toys nowadays. I don't know if you've heard about this, but they make kids toys like that now, dude. At Toys R Us. Well, Toys R Us is gone now, I guess. But
those like egg things, right?
Or whatever it is. Yeah, I think it's like an egg, and you buy the egg, and you don't know what's inside, and the kids love it. But then you end up with 16 of the same thing. It's like buying the 16 of the same Beanie Babies or something when we were younger, whatever.
Which is frustrating.
But Pokemon cards.
I get that in PUBG now.
But Pokemon cards, I guess, were kind of like that too, where you buy a pack and you don't know what's inside.
Oh my god, that was so annoying. You would just like buy certain things just because you knew it wouldn't have that, but you'd pay a lot more money to get. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I guess it's part of life, but the thing that with digital stuff, you could just sit there and and it's like some people just have their parents' credit cards in there, or maybe their parents don't know. I don't know. It seems like to me when the kids have access to it, it's a little off. But I guess it is what it is.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, yeah, you have a kid that just keeps on spending money, you could rack up $100 really quickly.
Yeah, but I guess
$5 skins, $10 skins,
Yeah, and I just think the price is a little high, but other than that, I mean, I think the Vikendi Survivor Pass being $10 is a fine price. I mean, you definitely get your money's worth. I'm only at level 11 now, and I got multiple gun skins already. I've gotten like a bunch of different cosmetics, and there's like I'm about to get a fur coat. And again, that stuff doesn't matter, but it's fun just for a couple bucks, $10 to unlock all this stuff.
Yeah,
so it's not that.
Yeah,
bad.
It's not bad. That's pretty cool. I think it's hopefully I can unlock some things. I think I'm at level 4.
Yeah, this pass is definitely harder than the Sanhok pass, though. I feel like some of the missions are pretty tough to do.
Yeah, like the hot drops and stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe they're not even tough, but a lot of them are just like you have to hot drop at a location 5 times, and then after you do it, then you have to do it 10 times, and each time you do it, you have to get a kill. So then you're dropping in each place like 15 times. I guess these things are just things that you're going to get over time. It's just hard to do them like up front. And the one where you have to dive underwater 10 meters 10 times is so... I did it 4 times in a row, and I got so tired of doing it. I haven't done another one since. So it's kind of
like almost like you die? You get close to dying?
No, you just in some areas the water isn't 10 meters deep, which is annoying. So like you go into the water and it's like so low or shallow that like you have to go out to like a far area. So you would basically have to land on the outskirts of the map or in the middle of that big river, and then you go down until like your lungs are about almost halfway, and then you just come back up and you're okay. But it's just like doing it 10 times is so tedious. Like I get 2 times or 5 times even, but 10 times is like, come on, bro, really? I don't know. It's a lot.
Yeah, it's like unnecessary.
Yeah, a little unnecessary. Yeah, and then the mission that me and Day did today, I'm going to make a video about it. There's this achievement that's a beginner achievement. It's like all the things you'll break or something like that. Or the things you'll break. And in one game, dude, you need to... It's not that hard, but doing it with 2 people was because you need to blow up 2 cars each, pop 8 tires, blow up 2 cars. You need to break 10 windows, 10 doors, and 10 fences on the map in one game.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, so you need to find a vehicle, drive around the different towns, run over all the fences, go inside, break all the windows, break 10 doors, and this is all by like trying not to die. So we landed at Zarki, and me and him literally just went through the houses, looting and blowing up all the windows and doors. Then we drove all the way past Severny from the top there, on top of Erangel, and then we just stopped and kept trying to run over as many fences as possible. And we eventually did it, but it was just kind of crazy. And you don't know if you did it. And sometimes PUBG doesn't track right. So we were like, okay, let's break 20 windows just in case. Let's pop like 15 tires. Because PUBG always messes that up. Like they don't track it right.
Yeah, then PUBG probably didn't track it anyway.
Yeah. No. So we got out and we were like, dude, we better have this. Because we just spent like literally 30 minutes doing this, or 20 minutes, whatever it was. And we both did. So that was good. I'm going to make a video about it because a lot of people don't even know what that mission is. It doesn't tell you what to do. You have to go online and Google it.
Oh, really? So they don't tell you the details?
No, not in that one. In most of them they do, but that one is kind of like a secret one, I guess, or whatever you want to call it, like an Easter egg kind of. Well, it's not an Easter egg, but you know what I mean. You have to like.
Yeah.
It's like a hidden one.
Yeah, you got to do a little work, more work, I guess. That's kind of cool. I think like, with the update, all that stuff is great. I just think it's, the other night when we couldn't like ready up, that was a huge issue.
Dude.
And I saw something pop up on Reddit today about it. Can you fix the readying up?
That is honestly insane, man. That night we probably could have gotten another game of how much time we spent. Literally, not exaggerating. We probably spent 10 to 20 minutes dealing with that.
Yeah.
It's so annoying, maybe even longer, because everyone had to restart their Xbox at least one time, and Data had to do it like 10 times.
Yeah, at least one game. I think, and that's just, it's frustrating because it's such a simple thing, I feel like, to fix. Like, I understand the map, but you create so many variables when you change things, but to ready up, it's like, dude, what is happening? Just drop them from the party then and make it easier to join back in if it's such an issue,
Yeah, especially when, people don't have a lot of time, man. People are working, busy. Data's got a family. He's just trying to log on at night for 2 hours. You know what I mean? And then, like, to not be able to play for a half hour because of a ready up issue is kind of annoying. It definitely is.
Well, you know what it reminds me of is when we played Battlefield 4. And I feel like we probably talked about this on here.
Yeah.
Battlefield 4. When Xbox One came out, that was like the game we were like, all right, we can all play this. Everyone has it. Everyone has Xbox One. And we spent like an hour just trying to get into games together, and it was
totally broken. Yeah,
totally broken.
Because there was no real lobby system, wasn't there? There was at the time when it first launched. There was like,
there was zero lobby system. We were still learning how to join each other, but in reality, the bigger issue was the fact that like it just was completely broken. You would waste hours trying to get into a game, and we'd be in a game by ourselves.
Yeah,
so
or not on the same team. Same thing. It's very similar to PUBG kind of issues.
Yeah, I mean, PUBG's not nearly as bad as that issue, but it's still bad.
Yeah, and I really don't notice it that often because I play so much solo and duos. And when it's duo, it's not bad because it's only one person, so you're like, whatever.
Yeah, but when it's 4 people, you increase the odds of it happening,
Yeah, so that is kind of frustrating.
For sure. It's just, I don't know. I don't understand how they haven't fixed it yet. I just don't get it.
Yeah.
It's like they just ignore some of those things and they,
And it got worse. It was getting kind of better. It's definitely worse.
It definitely got worse. At least they changed the the menu and stuff.
And I hate the how to join a match. I really don't like how that's set up right now.
It is so weird. I don't know why they did such a drastic change on the menu system like that. Like
for some reason it keeps auto queuing for me. Like I don't know why. Like I'll try to be changing it to like solo, say Vikendi, and it just quick joins and I'm on Sanhok and I'm like, what just happened? Why is it like it's so? And then like I didn't want to quit the game, and then I didn't want to be playing Sanhok because I was trying to do a mission, and then I'm like, now I'm just gonna waste 20 minutes or a half hour. But I mean, I don't know. It's
and you're loading in for so long, you can't. It takes you 10 minutes to get out of the game that you don't want to be in.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's like basic infrastructure stuff. I feel like that they should have nailed down by now.
This is the post on Reddit. For the love of God, in all caps, fix the ready up bug.
Yeah, exactly. I saw that pop up on my phone. I was just like, yeah. Probably has the most upvotes too. It's probably like getting crazy upvotes.
Yeah, it's so ridiculous.
I just don't get how they haven't fixed it, but I mean, whatever. So far, Vikendi plays spectacularly on the Xbox One X with the SSD.
Yeah, it does, and that's one thing, man. That someone came in the chat today, and people were kind of like, "Hey, dude, like, stop complaining." But he was saying he was kind of complaining about how like it doesn't work on the Xbox, and that's not really fair, the OG one. And that does kind of stink, man. You know what I mean? But I'm sure it's hard for them. But that does suck that you buy this game and it's like not even really working right on the OG Xbox. And I've kind of forgotten what that's like because we both have the Xbox One X now SSD, and I barely run into issues. I mean, when I'm diving down, I can see the buildings loading, but by the time I'm on the ground, everything's loaded. I haven't had an issue with that since I upgraded my Xbox.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, for the people that are still running on the OG Xbox, I think just honestly getting the SSD could make a drastic change, and you gotta get a cheap one. You know what I mean? Even I think looking at the size of the game, I need to look at it again. You could probably just get a flash drive. I think a 32 gigabyte flash drive. Yeah,
the PUBG's actually really small.
Yeah, so I mean, I think that if those people with the OG Xbox just do that, they'll see a drastic change.
Well, honestly, buying an SSD has some extra value. If you stop playing video games, you could always hook it up and have an external hard drive for your PC or laptop or whatever. So it's not a bad purchase. Yeah.
No, you could use it for both. It doesn't affect it. It's just a weird file when you plug it in your computer. And
No, I don't think if you have files on it and you plug it into your Xbox, it wipes it. I think I'm pretty sure it does because when you set it up,
really?
you have to format it to your Xbox.
Oh yeah, true. I forgot that. Yeah, you're right.
So after you're done, say if you don't want to, if you're not a gamer anymore or you move on from PUBG, you could just hook it to your computer and reformat it to be a computer SSD. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
And then you're probably good to go.
So I don't think Box of Ducks Matt has an SSD because he's always like, it's not loading in.
Yeah, and he still plays on the OG Xbox. That's why he has issues on Miramar. We were playing Miramar. I'm like, yeah, it's definitely not go anywhere like popular because he's not going to load in at all.
Yeah.
And I'm reading there's a feedback thread on Reddit, and a lot of people are saying that like they're having issues on like Sanhok and Miramar when they didn't before. So they're definitely, I mean, they're trying to change a lot of things here, and they're going back in to try to fix their code and stuff. So they're definitely bound to have issues with this.
Yeah, and I think like kind of self-explanatory. Like we should have seen this issue coming up is when they had the delay. 6 a.m. was supposed to be released, and they're like, "Oh, we need some more time."
Yeah.
And then 2 hours went by, and they still hadn't released it, and then another hour and a half went by, and then they finally got it out. They obviously were like, "Oh God."
Yeah.
Something weird happened.
No, definitely, and who knows if it's on both systems or just Xbox or just PlayStation. But other than that, man, realistically though, I know people are mad and they're ready up bug and stuff. But when I play the game on the Xbox One X, like I really don't have many complaints. I mean, there's definitely some still issues going on and some lag and stuff like that. Like I landed at a castle and there were so many people there that the lag was unbearable, man. But for the most part, if you land in an open field or in a small town or not a super hot drop, which I guess is annoying, people are going to be like, well, you should be able to land wherever you want. But if you just play the game kind of semi-regular, like you really don't run into many issues. And Vikendi looks really good. The map is good. And the game is playing pretty well. I don't know. Everything felt a little bit smoother, in my opinion, on Xbox.
It definitely feels better, even better than it did on the test server.
Yeah.
I think it's like a little bit more fine-tuned. But
yeah, they definitely needed that extra month to work on it.
They definitely needed a little more time. And I think it paid off. Like that map, 100% is the best looking map, most cohesive map, and like naturally feeling map arena, if you want to call it too. You know what I mean? It's definitely the most realistic with like the dense trees, the villages, the houses, the cities. It all kind of comes in like very nicely.
Yeah.
So I can't complain about that. I just wish they fixed some of these smaller issues that it seems like they almost are blatantly ignoring.
Yeah, the smaller issues, and that's where things get you, man, because when you can't even get into a game, the small things really start to add up.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how good the map looks or how well the gameplay is. You got to get people into the game easily.
Yeah, you know what's good about this map? I'm thinking about this today. I'm looking at a picture of like Vikendi right now on my computer, is that the rendering, though, on the map is really good. You know how, like, in Miramar, if you aim down sights, all the buildings look like Play-Doh and stuff? On Vikendi, if you have an 8-time scope, like, you can, at least for the Xbox One X, you can see, like, all the way down the map. It's really, really cool. And it's nice that they finally kind of figured that out. And I know they're working really hard to figure out all the rendering stuff, like people in the distance. But, yeah, it's kind of funny. But when you see somebody really far away, they still look like 8-bit pixels, like old school and Nintendo pixels, like Mario. Like I saw this guy really far away in the distance with like an 8-time scope, and it literally looked like he was just pixels, and his arm is moving like a 2D scroller. And I'm like, that looks so bad. But that's what they have to do to optimize it, and I guess that is what it is.
Yeah, I mean it's so hard. I can't imagine. Coding that distance shot on such a big map and like the hit registration.
Dude, yeah, I can't imagine all the stuff that they go through.
There's a lot of nuances.
Yeah, for sure.
I always think about like the one day we were playing. It may have been when we got chicken dinner after that bridge camp a while ago on Aragol. And there was like two guys and they both had ghillie suits and they were like laying in a field. And we were just shooting at them and they didn't move. And they must have been like, how are they seeing us? We have these ghillie suits. But like from a distance, the grass doesn't load in.
No, I know.
So like the ghillie suit's fairly useless in that situation. Like you're just a black dot on top of green. Like it's not, opposed to a slightly less black dot on top of green.
So true, man. People have said that all the time. Like they've spotted people just because something didn't load right, which is hilarious.
Yeah. Like it's not rendering the grass for someone that's 150 meters or probably more. Like I think that like, you know, a distance away. So if you have a sniper, you're like, it's just a guy laying on the ground.
Yeah, like 400 meters away, you just see them right there for sure.
Yeah, he's just laying on the ground. You're like, it doesn't matter what you're wearing.
Yeah, that's crazy.
At that point, it's the same graphic quality as Fortnite.
Yeah, pretty much. Know? But that's what I'm saying. On Vikendi, I feel like I haven't been seeing those issues as much.
No, you're right. I don't think I've seen that. And I don't know if I've used the 4x scope yet really on Vikendi, but I don't think I've had that same issue. It definitely plays a lot better.
Yeah, I've been using the 8x scope a lot because you can find it a little bit more in Vikendi. I feel like I keep finding one.
Yeah. I think it's kind of crazy. I wonder if it's just because they built this from the ground up that it plays better because it's like, you know, one guy or one team built it from the ground up. So it's like, you know, this is built properly. It's not just like pieced together.
The company's had a lot of success since like Miramar came out and like the first map. You know what I mean? So I'm sure they have more developers. I'm sure like they have better developers and stuff like that. For 100%, you'd imagine, right, at this point, because the company's like a legit company now. Like, you know, they're like known. It's like the game is so big now that I'm hoping
100%. They definitely have the money now to do the necessary things. I hope at least. Yeah. Otherwise, I think they're misspending.
Yeah, and I guess we do our weekly podcast Twitch check. See how PUBG is doing on Twitch. Again, always seems to be doing really good at night. I mean, in the morning, and at night it's not doing well. And PUBG's in the top 10, which is good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's 7th right now with almost 50,000 viewers. And it's only a couple thousand behind a few games here, so that's not that bad.
Yeah. What games are ahead of it, just out of curiosity?
Warframe, which I've never even heard of before. Sea of Thieves, which is random because I thought Sea of Thieves like died, and then just chatting has like people just like doing like a podcast. I guess you can do on Twitch now, and then League of Legends and Fortnite.
Yeah.
So I don't know what.
I never heard of Warframe either.
No, I'm gonna Google what Warframe is. Everyone in the chat is probably like, you don't know what Warframe is?
Yeah, no. Is it a cool PC game? I'm looking for PC games, everybody. So.
Wow. This is a.
I've seen this before.
Is free to play cooperative third person shooter. Came out in 2013, but I'm guessing the reason why I've never seen this in the top, that like someone big must be playing this, or maybe it's getting like a resurgence, like people are into it again. And I'm trying to see. It's not showing how many viewers there are, like individual viewers. I don't know. Anyways,
yeah, I've definitely seen. I've seen this picture, like the cover before, but I've never.
I don't recognize it, honestly. It looks like Destiny or something from like far away.
It kind of looks like a little bit like what's the game? StarCraft, but not StarCraft.
Like Warcraft? No.
No, like there's like Warhammer.
Like one of those, yeah.
Yeah, but like not the battle chess version or whatever they call it.
Like the video game like first person version or whatever that is. Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about, but I might be wrong too. It kind of does look like that.
A little bit similar kind of looking thing. It says ninjas play free.
But yeah, definitely. If you guys have any recommendations, definitely leave it in. If you're on YouTube, you can leave some comments down for Andrew Sypher5 for the new gaming PC. And it's so funny how many people think that that's my PC. I mean, if anytime I talked about it or posted the video, like I clearly said, like this isn't my computer, it's yours. But a lot of people were like, people come and chat and like, how's your PC? I'm like, oh man, it's not mine, dude.
And they're trying to encourage you to get one, I guess.
Yeah, my computer. Oh man. I don't even want to think about this, honestly, because I just don't want to deal with this issue right now, but I guess I'm going to have to soon. I was trying to render. I rendered, I don't know if you saw it. It was the PUBG Xbox tournament video, like just the announcing the winners.
Yeah.
And I made a video, like, and I put a bunch of like overlays in it. Like I had like different things popping up, like the prizes, and I had like some gameplay. It was me in the background. There was a lot of like little editing things. I'm not even that great at editing. I'm okay doing basic stuff, but I'm not like advanced. But there was a lot of layers, I guess you could say, in the editing. Like normally some videos just have a couple layers, like the video, audio, and that's it. This one had like 20 layers. There's multiple layers of text things. So that's obviously more demanding on your computer to process a video like that. And I tried to process the video at 1080p, 920 times 1080p, and my computer, literally the software kept crashing. So I tried overclocking my computer. I had nothing running, no Google Chrome. I deleted like everything off my processor. Nothing was running except for my antivirus, task manager, antivirus, and like my movie maker. And it kept crashing. So I actually had to process it in 720, and my computer was like about to take a dump. And I'm like, oh my God, dude. It's just, then I was looking up that really video editing really does beat up your CPU. I read that it really does destroy it over time. And I've been video editing on this computer for 6 years straight, you know?
Yeah.
So I think it's just like crapping it out now.
Yeah. I mean, I don't understand. I guess I wish there was a way that you could like use the GPU to,
You can use the GPU to render the video. You can, but I forgot about that. When I did that, it actually lowered the demand on the CPU a lot. And
yeah.
But I did that after, but it still wasn't like working well at 1080. So I just rendered it at 7. I just kept the 720 version.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point your computer's just, beat up.
Yeah, no, it definitely is. And trying to edit a video like that. Plus, I want to upgrade to Adobe Premiere, man. That's like what everybody uses for video editing, and I just don't. I don't have that. I just use this Sony program, but I've been using it for a long time.
Is it like Sony Vega or something like that?
Yes. Well, as a kid, I hacked into like a Sony Vegas program, like got one for free online, not hacked, but like you download like a copy of it. So I used to use Sony Vegas, torrent of it, and like a key code, but the real version is that I pay for is Sony Movie Studio, which is basically like the cheaper version of Sony Vegas, and it's only like $60 to $100 depending on which one you buy. So I bought that a couple years ago, and I remembered how to use it all because I used Vegas forever as a kid. Like I used to make, me and Tom and people used to make stupid Halo videos and stuff even when we were like in high school and stuff. So I used to do that, and so it's just easier. I mean, all video editors are kind of the same. They're similar, but then to do like advanced things, that's when it gets different. And so there's a learning curve, but Adobe Premiere is like some movie studios use. That's like the best one. So if you're going to do something, or say if I ever wanted to like go to school or like get a job in that industry, like using Adobe Premiere is really good on your, say, resume or something like that. So I feel like I should just learn it anyways.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, I got like Final Cut Pro for Mac, like when I had a Mac.
Okay.
So when like, that's a big movie editor. And I was like, it was so complicated to use. I was like, this is just like...
Yeah, I mean, Final Cut Pro and Adobe Premiere are like the best ones to use. I mean, I'm sure there's some crazy advanced ones that like only like movie studios or like upper tier people they use. But
have some weird... Yeah, the CGI stuff and all that.
Yeah, I'm sure there's like crazy things. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah, for sure. There's always some weird things.
But yeah, that's definitely something that's going to be more in my mind now, because I definitely want to, and with the stream and stuff like that, like it's doing pretty well. Like I'd like to like keep advancing it. So it's definitely going to be something I'm looking to do soon. I guess.
I mean, hey, you know how to build one.
I know.
So
yeah, well, you do. I kind of know.
I mean, I could come up there and I'll make you do it, and I'll just point at everything, and you could do all the stressful stuff.
There we go. We'll turn it around.
Actually, Tom was texting me. He's like, "Hey, so where'd you get your parts?" And I was like, "It's on Ray's video."
Yeah, literally.
I was like, "Go watch the video." He goes, "Oh, really?" And I was like, "Yeah."
Except for I'm still missing some of your.
Yeah, I told him what you're missing. So, it's Crucial RAM. No, not Crucial. I have Corsair RAM, Vengeance. And I think you're just missing that and
like your hard drive, the SSD.
Yeah, it's just a 500 gigabyte Samsung SSD, and I have a 3 terabyte Toshiba HDD. You know what I mean?
The
drive.
The 2 terabyte one or whatever it is.
Yeah, I think it's 3 terabytes actually.
Really? Holy crap!
Yeah, it was only $5 more to get another terabyte. So I was like, I might as well. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm trying to Google.
Tom is actually messaging me on Xbox, right? He keeps inviting me to parties.
Okay. Yeah. Go figure. Yeah, it's Corsair, like Corsair Vengeance LPX. That's the RAM I have. So it's like an okay RAM. It's not the best RAM in the world, but
Corsair Vengeance LPX. Excuse me.
Yeah. Okay. And I have like the 3000. It's like the, there's different, It's DDR4 and like 330K or something that goes up like 4K.
I got you. 3000 hertz or M hertz or whatever it is.
Yeah.
I just found it. I just found it on Amazon. Yeah.
Yeah, it says 3000 hertz. Actually, when I went to, so this is funny because when I went to buy my processor, that's when I googled, wow, sorry, I'm like mumbling and like screwing this up.
No,
PC Part Picker directed me to Amazon for the CPU. And when I got to Amazon, it recommended the Vengeance RAM with it. And that's when I started doing research about the RAM that PC Part Picker had given me, and found out that the RAM that it was suggesting wasn't that good actually for a AMD processor.
Oh,
so
wow.
the Vengeance actually had better reviews for an AMD processor, so I went with that.
And most people know this, but in case you don't, the website you're using, PC Parts Picker, the reason why it's so popular is because when you put it, what's confusing about building a PC is you need to make sure everything's compatible. But this website basically tells you, like, once you select something, it will tell you, like, okay, these things are compatible, these things aren't. But what Andrew is saying, just as another to reiterate it, is that it wasn't really the optimal product that they were recommending you, at Amazon. Kind of, you figured that out through Amazon, through a recommendation, right? Yeah,
exactly. So that was pretty much, that's it. Yeah, like I mean, and it was not to say that PC Picker was wrong. It was just that it wasn't the best solution. There's better, and there's probably always better RAM, but that RAM just straight up, when you looked at Newegg, was like, people were like, no, and then the manufacturer chimed in and was like, yeah, this isn't the most optimal
for this thing,
for that setting. So
interesting. It is pretty complicated, man. I'm sure things like work, but you're right. I think to get it like super optimal or whatever, the perfect setup is, it definitely can be confusing.
Yeah, and I think you're never really going to have, I mean, unless you're really expert and you're really willing to throw down money, you're never going to have the exact perfect, I think, PC, you know what I mean? Yeah. But that's okay, you know what I mean? You could always, once you build it, you can always kind of move it around and get where you need to go.
True. And as long as you start off with good parts and like a motherboard, you're a good base, then you're pretty much good to go from there.
Exactly. Yeah, I think it's really just, kind of like going expensive where it matters, will always do you right. Don't cheap out on the big things.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Don't need a crazy awesome case. It's $300, get the cheap case that does what it needs to do.
No, and even then, what I was thinking about it, say if someone wanted to recreate your PC that we did a couple podcasts on, like if they wanted to save money, they could skip out on all that RGB stuff you bought too, right? Like they could buy just a model that wasn't RGB, and
you could get a
100%. And that kind of saves you like a couple bucks here and there too, which is cool.
If you get an AMD processor, you could use their fan that comes with the AMD processor. That'll save you some money. It saves you $100.
As opposed to doing the liquid cooler, which you did, you bought a separate one, so we didn't end up using the fan. What are you gonna do with that thing? You just have it like in a box?
Just have it in a box. I don't know. There's nothing really I can do with it unless someone needs it.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, it kind of sucks, but whatever. And then I got the other fans. They got some new fans in there too, for more colors because I'm a loser.
That's awesome.
It's so funny. So if anyone needs some NZXT fans, I got those.
That is awesome. I can't wait to see that thing up and running again, like at night, because it looks so sick when you turn the lights off. It was pretty sweet looking.
Yeah, it is nice in the room. Like when it's dark, you can just see it, and it's very quiet.
Yeah, it's nice, man.
It's really nice. When it's quiet, that's the best thing.
Yeah, my computer's so loud now that even when it's not doing anything, like I can hear it unless it's like asleep. So like, but it also reminds me, I turn my computer off every night for the past, like, sometimes I forget, but for the past like year, I turn my computer off almost every night, and I used to never do that. But because I know I'm streaming and stuff, I try to give it a break and like let it turn off.
Yeah. See, mine now, I've noticed because I didn't turn it off like a couple days ago, is that it when it sleeps, it's like off. And when I hit the button to start it back up, like it starts up faster, but not as fast. You know what I mean? Like
I see. It's like completely,
yeah, it's like completely shut down, pretty much. Like nothing's really, probably very low, but it's still good to turn it off and give it a completely, hard set it.
Yeah, for sure.
Just like your Xbox.
Just like your Xbox, which has been helping a lot, man. I even noticed it on Vikendi and stuff. Hard rebooting your Xbox if you play PUBG. I don't know how many times we said it, but make sure you guys are doing that, honestly. Now that I told you about it, dude, you noticed too. You're like, dude, I have to turn it off next round. And once you start noticing it, it's like frustrating because you're like, I see it. I see the
I should probably
difference.
turn it off right now. Might hard boot my Xbox now and then
So to get ready to play later, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But how about the tournament, man? I think go over that a little bit.
For sure. So a lot of different stuff to talk about this. I guess overall we'll say that the tournament was a success. It ended up working out and it ended up being great. Everybody liked it and it was a lot of fun. So thank you guys. It was honestly awesome.
Yeah,
and
it was definitely fun.
Yeah, it definitely ended up being fine. I'm honestly happy that I streamed it. It made it easier for me because not that it was like I would never say it was hard or stressful. I was literally just setting it up and shoutcasting and stuff like that. But making sure, getting everybody into the game, kind of setting everything up, like it definitely was a process. I spent a lot of time setting it up and then calculating everybody's stats. I really did spend hours and hours setting all this stuff up because you're just little things you're trying to figure out, and even like the stream and whatever. I said it's very easy to stream, but to set it up right and I was sitting there like and make sure everything's cool. It does take some time, honestly. So, but everything ended up working out. And it was good, but the only issue that we had is that it's just getting everybody into the game, man. That was so slow. And then we made a private lobby and we're like kind of giving the password out during the stream. But then if someone was a random people in the stream, then they could get in. And luckily weren't at 100, so that wasn't an issue getting random people in. But on the off chance we were at 100, then people could have got in and there was all that stuff. And then some people were mad about the stream, and then some people accused some other people of cheating. So I went back and I tried to watch everybody that played, the top 5 people, to make sure that they weren't cheating. And it's hard to know if somebody's really cheating or has like a radar hack or something. But I don't think anybody really was. And I guess I shouldn't have led with all that negative stuff that I'm talking about now, because everything really was successful. And so now that I'm thinking in my head, sorry for bringing all that stuff up, but that's just stuff that's going through my head when I look at it. Because I'm about to send these guys their prizes, and some people were accusing people of like no names. Nobody really said a name, but people were saying stuff like, oh, I think somebody was cheating and stuff like that. And so it makes me kind of.
Listen,
a little bit.
It is what it is. I think that the cheating is much more minimal on Xbox than it is on PC. It's impossible really to stop someone in these settings. And I think that if there's a lot of money online, I'd get that. But at the same time, it's not. It's just some glory in a t-shirt right now. But I think it could get bigger. I think it'd be kind of cool to make it big. I think it's definitely was a lot of fun. I suck at solos, but it was fun to kind of mess around.
Yeah. If you guys want like the short and sweet, well, it's not even short. It's like still 10 minutes long. But if you want them more like packaged, like I put together like a nice video, like 10 minutes long about the tournament and who won and all that stuff. So honestly, I'll leave it for that. I'll plug that video. So if you guys want to know who won and how all that stuff went, but. Check out the video. But it was great, man. I definitely want to set it up again. A lot of people are asking for like a duos one and a squad one, and people even said, hey dude, like I kind of polled everybody and they're like, dude, listen, we're down to just do one with no prize. Like I thought, I honestly came up with the prize idea because I'm like, I just thought like people need incentive to join like custom games, but a lot of people are just messaging me saying like they would just like the bragging rights of being like, we won the squad tournament and stuff like that. And
I think that would be fun. I think, I honestly, at the same time, this sounds dumb, but I think if you can get people to squad up and they declare their squad, and I think it almost would be easier to run than solos because you could just invite one person into the game.
And then they invite their squad.
They're responsible for getting their squad in. And then, what I mean?
But my only issue with that, though, is so say like, for example, I think 80 people signed up for the tournament. Okay, we had 80 people signed up, and a lot of people didn't show up because we had another additional 35 people that played, but these people didn't play in every round. So this is kind of hard to do the math here and explain what I'm saying. But basically, for example, what I'll say is that say 80 people signed up, say 20 people didn't show, that brings us to 60. So then like in game 1, 20 randoms played. And then in game 2, maybe another 20 randoms played. And those 20 randoms might not have been the same. And then in game 3, the same thing happened. We had roughly around 83 people, I think, in both all the matches, 80 people. And then it totaled out to be there was 97 different usernames across the 3 matches, if that makes sense. And we averaged 80 people a game. So I guess that's a better way to say it. Yeah, 80 people per match, 97 different usernames. And only out of those people, like, again, maybe 60 out of the 80 that were registered show up. I have actually the list of people who registered and didn't show up. Let me see if I can find it here. I can actually count how many people. Oh, it wasn't that bad. It was 16 people didn't show up that registered, which isn't, out of 80, isn't that bad. But if this happened in a squad game, then like what would we do? Would we just say, hey, we're going to play with 4 less teams and we're going to play with what's 100 minus 16, 84 people? And I guess it's not a big deal, right? If something like that were to happen.
I don't think that's terrible. I think it's an acceptable loss.
Yeah, if that were to happen. Yeah, because now more people know about it. So after the first one, I feel like it could help because now more people know.
Yeah, I think that the first one will probably be the smallest one. And I think, you know, if you wait a while and do it again, I think it will only grow. I don't think it will get smaller. I think it would grow. Yeah,
and the question is the next one going to be duos or squads?
I don't know. I guess maybe let the people decide.
All right, we'll put a poll out there. And,
we'll wait. I mean, it's up to you. Also.
Yeah, no, sure. I don't know. I'm just trying to think because what's like easier to set up? Maybe like a duos and then squads.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not really sure.
I mean, it's definitely. I don't know. I think that it was really good. What I kind of like seeing after. And the chat and stuff like that is that like it kind of like brought all these people that watched the stream at different points, different days, and like everyone was kind of in there at once, and like it seemed like people kind of were like, oh, like, you know, starting to play together. You know what I mean?
100%. That was such a fun part, and that's what props to DJ Av Live, man. He was saying, he was like, it'd be a cool event for everybody in the club and people in the stream, and it really was pretty cool.
Yeah, exactly. Like it kind of like brought people like, oh wow, this guy's really good. I want to play with him, or. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. It's just someone to play with, or you met someone in the chat. Like, you know, because you just had a different mix of people and everyone got to watch each other play a little bit. So it was definitely fun, man. I definitely think it was really good to do and to do again. Just even if for that aspect, like, give it a t-shirt. You know, it doesn't have to ever be a big thing.
No, for sure.
So,
yeah, I actually got a bunch of these PUBG bracelets in the mail that just for fun, for like a giveaway or to give to the members. I have them in the mail. I don't know if I ever told you. I've had them for a little while now, and
I'm a member.
And yeah, I'm thinking about doing it for all the members. Give this PUBG bracelet. I mean, it's kind of cheesy, but like it was just something that was on the official PUBG website for like a lower price, you know. And I thought it'd be like a cool item. I actually dropped it, so I'm gonna pick it up real fast before my cat like attacks it. It was just like a little, you know, like those Live Strong bracelets, but like PUBG. There's a desert camo one and like a winter camo one too, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, that's awesome though.
I mean, random.
People like free things.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, people definitely dig that stuff.
Yeah,
but
I think, all that stuff is really helpful. You know what I mean? It's always good. I think like the people that maybe don't have someone to play with, maybe found someone to play with, and I think it's like good to encourage that. 100%.
Not for sure.
I think that's the important part of that whole thing. So
for sure, man. It was great, and honestly, like it kind of even though we didn't fill up and have like 100 people or like a million people trying to get in, it kind of blew up. Like there was a lot of people that couldn't make it and who didn't even register, and like that video ended up getting a lot of views. A lot of people messaged me about it. I mean, there's like new people that subscribed and found the channel. Now the Xbox Club has like 250 people in it. Before this event it had like 130, so it's almost doubled since then, and ended up working out really good. And that's not really what I intended it to do, but honestly that helps me, you know, just full disclosure, like more people know about the stream and stuff and the channel, so it's all good, man. It ended up being good.
Yeah, I mean, I also thought like if they're, you know, as we're getting close to the end of the podcast now, but like if it got so big, it's like if you have a lobby, then it's like I could start a lobby and then we would just stream through my computer and your computer. And
honestly, that would be sick. Yeah, that would be so much fun.
You could just switch between the two streams, have games going on simultaneously. You know what I mean? So that way, like, if it ever got beyond 100 people,
yeah,
that'd be kind of cool.
No, it would be. And honestly, I kind of think it's fun, man. And, you know, I love hosting when we did the LANs. I love doing that. Honestly, one of my dream things, I don't even know if this business is viable anymore, but I love those places that where like, it's like a LAN center and they serve food. They had one that they showed where it was like, it's a bar and they have food. It's like a Buffalo Wild Wings, but a LAN center. Yeah. And like, that would be such a cool place to own. Like it's just something like, I like these kind of things, you know?
Yeah, I agree. And I do too. There's actually a place in like the Freehold Mall that's just like all like this is a mall in New Jersey that's like all like video game and VR stuff and stuff like that.
Is it?
And like the people have, yeah, it's in the Freehold Mall. It's kind of weird. I gotta look it up and I'll send it to you. But like I think those kind of places like have the potential to make a comeback. You know what I mean? I think that like we're living in a weird time where like things that were popular years ago became not popular and now they're becoming popular again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, especially if it's done right, like a hangout spot. I think it would like food and some other stuff like provided, and you could hang. I know in some areas, in some countries, or even in the U.S., I think it was. Oh, there was a place in New York City actually where you can go and it's a whole LAN center, and then they have like 4 rooms in the back where you could go in. It's like a recording studio, and you can pay $10 or $15 an hour, whatever it is, $10 an hour, and you get to use like they have like legitimately, I'm not exaggerating, like a $10,000 gaming PC in the back set up with like webcams, and you can stream in their recording booth for however many hours you want.
Oh wow!
So if you want to like be a streamer but you don't have all that stuff, or you want to stream from like a discrete location, like not your house, you could go in here and just rent one of those rooms, which I thought was like kind of interesting. But that's, you know, I think most people who do that probably do it out of their house, honestly. So I don't know.
But that's still a cool
still
idea.
Cool idea, right?
Yeah, why not? I mean,
yeah, because you see people like, keep going.
No, you're saying something.
I was saying, you see people like Scooby. I was streaming with him today, and he's great, man. He got an insane chicken dinner. I don't know if you were watching. We were playing duos. We were both doing well. Like he did well in the beginning, I did well in the middle. So it's not like one of us was carrying each other in the middle of the game or the beginning. But then at the end, we made it to the end. Us two versus another team. We were both by rocks. The other enemy team was pelting me with Molotovs. Like I just could not get. And if I moved out of the rock, I was gonna die. So I burned to death or whatever, if you want to say that. So then it was 1v2. He ended up winning in an insane fashion. Like it just out of this world, man. One of the guy rushed. That was an easy kill, but then it became a 1v1 and it was just insane. Like he won outside the circle basically. And,
oh wow.
Yeah, it was just really, really nuts. And he's a really good player, but like he just started streaming. He doesn't have a webcam and, he doesn't have like a good setup. Dude, he plays off his mobile phone hotspot. Like he doesn't even have like Wi-Fi, I think, at his house, he said. And he's so good at PUBG. So like imagine if you got this kid like a streaming room with like a webcam and like say he doesn't play PC, but like he lives in northern Louisiana, like in those sticks. He said, like it's pretty rural up there.
Obviously, there's no internet, dude. Damn.
So
honestly, hotspots on your phones are pretty good now. Sometimes they're better than in-home Wi-Fi. So
yeah, no, they are. And then another person was saying the same thing, that like they used to have to play off their phone as well. And another person in the stream was from Colorado, said that he played off his phone because he lived like on a mountain in Colorado. So I know people do that, but yeah, it's just crazy to think about.
Yeah, it is. That's crazy. But you know what, man? Like I mean, however old he is, he could definitely do it.
No, yeah, he's a little younger than us, I think, but he's just a beast. I think he's in like early 20s.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's that with the tournament, man. I like that stuff. I would love to be. Plus, it gets me more involved with the community. Honestly, that's all what it's about, man. That's really why. Like, you know, we're all gamers. That's why. I don't really know how to explain it, but I like all this stuff. So I hope that it all just kind of keeps going, and eventually, hopefully, we'll get big enough where it can be a bigger thing. And honestly, I don't know if it's gonna work, but I'm gonna message PUBG or one of the or both, or the community manager, and just see like if they're gonna be updating the custom games, if there's anything they could do to provide me with some kind of like information or like data, you know, because like I can't even really spectate correctly. I had to get all the data manually, which was just such a pain in the ass. And it'd be nice if like you knew like, hey, the custom games are going to be fixed in March. I don't know what they could do to help me, but I figured I could at least, or maybe they'll donate a shirt. Who knows, man? Honestly, I would normally wouldn't do something like this, but why not just send it, dude? Send it 2019. Why not send an email and see what they say? You know what I mean?
Doesn't hurt to ask.
No. I don't know. Yeah, might as well, man. Just
Yeah, I mean, is Stats Tracker run by PUBG, or is that
no?
like
All these things are like third party, but they have all the data, themselves.
So I mean, yeah, maybe even messaging PUBG and then the Stat Tracker people will be like, "Hey, I throw a tournament.
Yeah.
I had this many people, and I think I'll get more for Xbox." You know what I mean? You just gotta sell it. Be like, I really we use your app for the scoring. I just want to know if there's something easier.
That's a good idea. I should message PUBG Stat Tracker. Yeah, the Xbox.
Is there an easier way to get all these, make a custom list of everyone on there that I could export or something?
Yeah, that's the thing, because I couldn't export any of the data.
And be like, I'll throw your name on the stream for the whole time, or you know what I mean? Something.
That's actually good. That's a great idea. That's a great email. Yeah.
Even though it's not a lot of people, I'll put that this is run by the Stats Tracker. You know what I mean?
Sponsor the stream.
I just need help getting the data so I can tell who wins and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's just a friendly match, and people win a T-shirt. You know what I mean? But people love it.
No, for sure.
For sure. How you sell it, man.
I'm definitely gonna get after it. Do that stuff. We got a lot of things in the pipeline. I got some videos to work on. The parachute system thing, some interesting things with that. Oh, and before we end the video, I just want to talk about the cave too, because I have a funny thing about that I posted on Reddit and on Twitter today. I think you missed it, man, because you were.
I heard someone talking about a cave, and I was half between things. I was like, I gotta go.
Yeah. So late last night, before I was going to bed, I saw on Twitter that a streamer, I think it was Choco Taco, big streamer, it might have been someone else, found it, and then they did it. There's a cave in Vikendi. There's a mountain. It's not the main mountain. It's more to the right side of the map. There's if you take a car or a grenade and you drive the car into this rock on the side of the mountain, the rock explodes, and there's a hidden cave now underneath the mountain of Vikendi. And you go underneath, and there's actually a care package there, or care package weapons underneath the cave. So everyone was freaking out, and they're like, is this real? What is this? This is a joke. And then PUBG responded with a funny thing. They just put eyes looking and basically being yeah, it's real. It's just they just responded with an emoji. So then I was like, oh man, I was going to bed. I really wanted to test it. So what it is, I woke up this morning, I went on Xbox and I tested it on Xbox, and it doesn't work on console. And they just put it in on the PTS for the new patch, because a new patch came out with the new weapon and some other stuff, which we'll just quickly end on that too. But so it's just in the PTS server. It's a secret cave, and nobody knows if it's going to last. And now everyone's like, oh, is it going to be there forever? Is it fair? Because it would be the only place in the game where there's a set
centralized loot. Yeah.
So now everybody's talking about it, but it's really funny. The clip is hilarious. The guy drives right into the mountain and it blows up, and the rock. But then my clip is pretty funny because I sent the car right into the rock, and it just caught on fire. The rock, nothing happened. My car just caught on fire. And actually, I'll just at you with that. I ran it in twice because I didn't know what rock it was. I didn't know if it was the first rock or the second rock that I hit. And then people confirmed that it was the second rock in my video. It's off to the side a little bit, but there's almost this little path that takes you right into this area. So you can kind of see that there maybe could be something there. But so that is on PC only right now, if you guys are wondering. And then we'll end the stream with, or the podcast with, excuse me, the new update on PC, or at least what's coming soon, is I guess the new update has the PP19 Bison, which is the SMG. It's coming with a 53 round clip, man, and no attachments really, just the front attachment, like a suppressor or a compensator, I think. And then it can also do the scope and the canted scope. Canted scopes are coming to the game, where you could have a 4 times and then a red dot on the side, which is going to be really interesting. And then also with that is night mode, which they're officially calling in the game moonshine. So there's going to be overcast, rain, sunset, sunrise, and then moonshine is going to be the newest one, because it's actually, they showed some video of it. It's really not that dark. It's really lit up because of the moon. So it really is more like playing an overcast, they said, than it is at nighttime.
That's awesome. I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Yeah, I think it's sick. I hope eventually they come out with a nighttime one, pitch black. And it's really hard to see. I don't know. I know people would be annoyed by that, but I think it would be really sick if they did that.
Yeah, something kind of just very dark. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, we'll see. Or different phases of the moon. I don't know if PUBG could get that complicated, but that would be so dope. If it was oh, it's a crescent moon out today. We can
if anything, it might be better for them, because then you don't have to worry about the distance loading. Just make it all black.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. for sure.
But that will be very exciting to see on Xbox, and hopefully they can get all that stuff onto console without too many issues. You know?
Yeah, I think it'll be all right. I think that's a simple, maybe helpful.
Well,
But
you never
we'll
know with PUBG. Nothing's simple, man.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know where did my mind just go?
Yeah, true. All right, man. So anything else to add on the podcast today?
No, I think that's it. We covered it. Vikendi tournament, more Vikendi
Update. Mm-hmm.
update. Yeah,
All that
good.
stuff. Very nice. So again, 10th episode of the podcast. We'll keep them coming once a week. This one was a little delayed. MLK, Vikendi launch. No big deal. NBD. And we'll keep on trucking along, as we said in the beginning of the video. And thank you guys again for tuning in once more, to repeat myself.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us in the final circle.
Thanks for surviving. Get that winner chicken dinner, guys.
Chicken dinner.
All right. Peace, everybody. Later.